Hi, I'm Laurie Cotton. I'm a teacher at Walnut Hills High School, and I'm putting together some videos to help any students or staff that are interested in learning to use Microsoft OneNote. There are a lot of Microsoft OneNote resources already available online. I'm just going to highlight some of my favorites. And really the motivation behind this is Corona. This summer, all of our students in the district are being issued one-to-one take-home devices, and those take-home devices have Microsoft OneNote installed and can be used very effectively. So we have an opportunity to transition from having piles and piles and piles of physical binders to instead having digital binders. So a digital notebook in OneNote can have all of your notes for everything, and they can be backed up and searchable and sortable and tagged and flagged, and you can export and print something that looks just like what you've created by hand. You can use a good stylus in order to actually write out by hand and submit work as a PDF through Schoology, or download a worksheet that someone has put together and write directly on it digitally, and then submit it that way, or potentially write feedback to students digitally and submit it that way. So that is my motivation for putting this together. I am making all of these videos on one of the student machines that has been issued, because I'm the parent of 3 CPS students, so we have 3 of these machines in our house right now. So I figured it was a good trial run to go ahead and do it that way. So there's kind of some detailed videos throughout this, but this is just my summary of like why you might be interested in trying this out, because I think OneNote is one of the coolest student resources when you have the right machine to do it. And so since these machines can be used very effectively, especially with a stylus, but even without, you can do a lot with this. I want to go ahead and encourage people to do it. So for instance, if we create a school notebook, and in our school notebook we have a section for each class, or maybe we have a section group for each class because we want to break up our classes into multiple subsections, we can do that. Within each section, we can have pages, and within our pages, we can have page groups. By grouping our pages together, it allows us to collapse them and expand them. It also gives us some additional functionality with printing and exporting. If you're using a stylus, you can handwrite, which is what I did here. This is just my normal handwriting. That's just what it looks like. And you do have the ability, if your handwriting is somewhat legible, you can write something and then you can change it. Here we go. Well, that one only wants to be math. Here we go. So let's say I say notes. And I can change that to text. So if you have reasonable handwriting, you can write a whole lot of stuff and then change it to text as though you had typed it, or you could keep it in your own handwriting, which a lot of times I think is maybe better, but there are options, and there are options that work pretty well. I want to go ahead and jump to tagging, because I think that tagging is the last detail video that I'm going to provide, but it's one of the coolest things, and it might be the reason why you decide you want to try OneNote. It's definitely one of the things that got me hooked on OneNote. So I have several pages here within my 1-1 subgroup here that I'm playing around with in several of the videos. And so if I go through either while I'm taking notes, while I'm doing my work, while I'm sitting in class or watching a Khan Academy video, or whatever the different things we're doing, if I'm creating all of this work in OneNote, I can tag it as I go. But I might also, as a good student, I might go back through my work when I'm done with it to make sure that I've finished everything and that it's organized. And the same way that some students might stick Post-its on different things that need more attention, you can digitally tag them. So for instance, I've got this little note here that I have a discussion board due on Tuesday or Friday, whatever I have there. So I could say, oh, that's a to-do item. So it doesn't look much different on the page, but I just created a digital tag. I don't know if there's anything else I need to tag on that page. Let's see, on this page, I have a little note to myself about this important detail that keeps getting forgotten. So I'm going to go ahead and flag that as important. And then let's see, we've got a definition of a function. We'll flag that as well. It looks like my teacher made some comment that the test is going to have an example like that. I don't actually have an example written out, but maybe I did. And I want to draw greater attention to it. This right here, squiggle, that's my example. Here's an opportunity for math and science teachers, math and science students potentially. We also have ink to math. It doesn't work all the time, but it can work. It's pretty cool. So it shows me what my handwriting looks like and then what it interpreted it as. So my C wasn't quite neat enough. I can make a quick fix. And now I've got a math equation in there instead. Maybe I go ahead and use ink to text on that one as well. And both of those items certainly seem like something that are important that I want to flag for later. I've got a page where I'm doing homework, and maybe I go ahead and flag the homework assignment itself as homework. Maybe in my independent study, I was supposed to watch a video, and so I have a link for it here and a screenshot in case I want to go back and watch it again. I think we have a tag on here that is about videos. I don't see it this second, but let's just go ahead and say that's critically important and I need to come back to it. So I've created a handful of these tags, and now if I go to find tags, there are several criteria that you can choose here. So I can sort by tag name or section or date, and I can search within a page group, which is all of my 1-1, for example, or I could look at all of the notes that I took today from each of my sections. So I might have a summary from history and a summary from chemistry and a summary from English. So right now I'm looking at tag name and within my page group, so specifically within all of this 1-1 content. And it's showing me everything that I have tagged. And so if I click on these tags, it'll take me right to that section. So by going to find tags, it shows me everything that I identified as important. And these are hyperlinks to my own text. So it would be like I have, the color-coded sticky tags that I have put on a physical binder, and then I can flip to that page in order to find everything that I used a red sticky tag on, or everything that I used an orange sticky tag, except it's all digital. Also, in addition to these being like quick links for me to go to things that I have flagged as important, I can also create a summary page of everything that is in this list that I just searched for. So if I say create summary page, and I think formatting here is a little bit odd, so I'll go ahead and drag that over, make my box a little bit bigger. And I don't know that I want these ruled lines on my summary page. I think I just want a blank. And then maybe I decide to name this 1-1 summary. Those titles automatically show up down here anytime you title anything over there. And I'll go ahead and reorder this so that maybe my 1-1 summary is at the end of my 1-1 information, or maybe I'd rather have my 1-1 summary at the beginning of it. And so now when I collapse my materials, maybe I have a 1-1 summary, and then my next big unit, I have a 1-2 summary. So when I look at my 1-1 summary, I've got this critically important thing that I flagged that is a link to a video that I still haven't finished. I have my homework, and again, these are clickable links. So just like over here when I was searching for tags, once I've created my summary page, these tags are links as well. So, oh, my teacher said there's a test question that's going to be like this one. Let me click on that and go look at that problem again as I'm studying for my test. And then I can go back to my summary, and I have a key definition that popped up in my summary because I flagged it as important. I've got a list of to-do items that I can mark off and say, okay, I responded to the discussion board. I'm done with that. So the ability to use tags within OneNote is huge, and it's a functionality that I think makes these digital notebooks incredible resources for learners of any age. But I have often commented that every college student and most high school students would really benefit from doing all of their work in OneNote, because you get the benefit of being able to write by hand, making all of those brain connections that we know are important. But you don't waste your time searching through physical papers that may have gotten lost. Or even if they aren't lost, you're searching through finding them instead of being able to use the resources that you've already created to help you prioritize your time so that you can spend your time on the studying that is really important. So anyway, I think OneNote is just a phenomenal resource, and that is my motivation behind trying to put this together, because we have an opportunity right now for students to figure out if this can work for them, and for teachers to figure out if there are ways that it can work for you in your own practice, or that you might be able to help your students learn to use it. So that's it. So if you're interested, there's a lot more. Thanks.